Good afternoon. Today we will continue to teach the Lecture7 version 2 part 3. So last time we talked about the MSH segment. We know another segment is also very important in the message. That's called the PID segment. PID segment, in fact, is the patient identification segment. This segment is used to communicate the patient identification information. This segment contains permanent patient identify and demographic information. That for most part is not likely to change frequently. If you guys see here, this is the PID segment. So the first PID here, that means the segment ID is the same as the MSH segment. That's also the segment ID. Then after that, we found there are many fields here. Okay, so this segment, in fact, contain many stuffs here. We will explain them one by one in the next several slides. So this is just show the PID attributes. That means the how the segment of PID is composed of, how many fields, what kind of data for the fields, how long for the fields. In fact, the total fields for the PID is 38. That means it has 38 fields. If you guys see the OPT here, the option here, that means some fields are required. For example, for the patient identify list, that's required. Also, patient name required. That's all 2 fields that are required fields. There are a bunch of option fields here. For example, the set ID, mother's middle name, date, time of birth, also the race, patient address. All of this information are options. Also, you guys see we have many B's here. B means that after version 2.4, they are not used because my content for the slides are from the version 2.4. Okay, so if we use B, that means after version 2.4, you don't need to fill this information here. So beside the B option, we also have C. C means the condition term. Okay, so this is the words that tell you they are required or option or backwards compatibility or condition. So also you guys see we have different data type here for different fields and different the names for different fields. Okay, for this one, this column just describe the content of the fields. So let's explain these fields in PID segments. So let's see the first 2 fields. In fact, if you guys go to see these 2 fields, there is nothing here. In fact, this the first one is just we know it's an option, so you can remove. The second one, in fact, is a patient ID. That's I told you it's marked as B. That means backwards compatibility. So for the PID1, first field, in fact, if you put some number here, that will be identify this transaction. For the first occurrence of the segment, the sequence number should be 1. For the second occurrence, the sequence number should be 2, and so on. But for the second field here is the PID 2. That's the patient ID. In fact, as I told you just now, it was used before version 2.4, but after that you don't need to fill this form. If you fill this form, that means external ID in the old version. Okay. Currently, we recommend use PID3, this field, for all patient identifiers. So after version 2.4, we don't need to use the patient ID PID2 field. So as we talked just now, the PID3 patient identified list is the required field. This field is very important. In fact, it includes all the information used to identify a person uniquely. Okay. In fact, this is just to show the grammars how to compose these fields. It has many components. For example, the first one is the ID. Then we have tag digital. Tag digital will be based on the coding identifier tag digital scheme employed. Then also we have the assigning authority, and also we have assign facility. Okay, about these two themes, they have their own subcomponents. Okay, for example, for the assigning authorities subcomponents is namespace ID, then universe ID, then universe ID type, and so on. So the same for the assigning facility. So this is just show the patient identified list. Let's talk about this kind of components step by step. For example, for the tag digit, okay. In fact, the tag digit is can be obtained based on the tag digit scheme, okay. In fact, which tag digit scheme employed, these numbers is come from the table 0061. In fact, I listed 0061 is here. So different code here means different number. If it's the BCV, you fill it there, that means bank card validation number. If it's ISO, that will be ISO 7064 1983, and if it's M10, that means can be obtained by the Model 10 algorithm. So there are other stuff I did not list here. I just copy part of this table here. So for the identify type and the use defined, I means here, okay, that should be from the table 0203. I also list table here, okay. So you guys see here, you can have different code here, okay. If it's the BC, that means it's bank card number. If BA, that's bank account number. If the BCD, that's birth certification number. So that means used to identify the ID here, okay. What kind of type ID we used here. So also we have some assigning authority. Okay, if we put let's talk about this place. Okay, if we for this one we generally see here that we have the namespace, Europe's ID, Europe's type here. For this one also we have the I have the table called 0363 to identify the this number. Okay, I mean identify the number here. Okay, so let's talk. It's here. Okay. In fact, there is no suggested values. That means you can use any number you like to put there. So this is the PID, patient identification list, just used to identify the patient. So what's the force field? You guys see here the force field. In fact, here is the numbers. In fact, this is the outlet patient ID. For this number is also returned for backward compatibility only. Also, in the new version, you don't need to fill the number here. Okay. When used for backward compatibility, this field contains the outlet, temporary, or pending optional patient identifier to be used recently. Generally, it can be some social security number or some visit number or visit day, something you can put here. Okay, that means it can be used to convey multiple patient IDs. This is one, this is another ID, perhaps this is another ID. Okay, so we don't use it after version 2.4. So the PID5, the field, in fact, is the patient name. Okay, the patient name, this is generally is the legal name. Okay, the components to compose these fields is like this: family name, given name, second and first given name, or initials. Therefore, then suffix, prefix, some doctor, then degree, MD, name type code here. Name type code means the this is the shown from the table 0200. I think I put a table here. Yeah. So different code means different name type. For example, for the A means Annie's name. For the B means name at birth. If it's C means adopted name. D means the display name. And I means licensing name. If L, that means legal name. If M, it means middle name. N means nickname. P also name of the partner. R means registered name. S means code suit. D means the tribal community name or something. U means unspecified. So this is the code meaning. If you fill some code here, what does this name meaning? For the family name, in fact, also it has subcomponents. Okay, the subcomponents of family name. That's a family name. Then own family name prefix, own family name prefix from partner or spouse, something. Family name from partner or space or something. So this is the subcomponents. So also we have the field 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In fact, some field you guys see here, for example, PID6 is not the field here. That's mother's middle name. Generally for the patient, generally they don't fill here. Also, the PID7 is the date time of the patient's birth. So this person was born in 1967, April 1st. Okay. So after the PID7, that's PID8. This field is just for the administrative sex. Okay, we have male, female, or something. In fact, there is some other types, and that's all. Or you are known, or some ambiguous, or any is not applicable. So this also we can fill the several things here. For the PID9, that's patient alias. In fact, this field contained names by which the patient has been known at some time. Okay, that's you can see. This can be some previous name they use. Okay, for the PID10, in fact, this field refers to the patient race. Okay, there are several code means the race race here. So generally you can be something. For example, it's Asian or something. Let's see I think I put a table here. Okay. Patient 10 is 005. Where I found it 005. 05 table. You can we can go to the let's see. We can go to the PDF file to find these themes. For example, we go to 10. Okay. Let's try to find this one. Okay. Oh man. Okay, it's a race here. Okay. So yeah, see here, the race table is here. That means we have different numbers here. Means if it's American Indian, there is 1002/5. Asian is 2028/9. Black or American African American, that's 20545. Okay. Also white is 2106/3. Others they put 2131/1. Okay. So that is the table 005. That means PID10 we should be used here. Okay. So in fact